Welcome once again, one and all, to the famed Herb Brooks Arena alongside the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, as we get set for a Vancouver Division matchup here, 14U class. This is primetime nightcap hockey as we're winding down the warm-up period, looking in at our Westchester Vipers as they're about to take on the Junior Black Bears, a powerhouse organization out of Maryland, Edgewater, Maryland. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here as we wind out the warm-up period. We'll step away briefly and get ready for the opening period puck drop. At the beginning of the period, we'll go ahead and introduce you to our starting goaltenders. From the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, you're watching CANAM hockey. Prime time. We'll be right back. Alrighty. Folks, here we go. Strap in as we get set for the final game of the evening. This here, our primetime nightcap. Westchester Vipers and the Junior Black Bears. As we open up action, give you a little bit of information on our starting goaltenders. Starting in the net for the Black Bears, Caitlin Vanderoos. And over on the Vipers side in the net, Ashlyn Brahoni. This ought to be a good one. The Black Bears and Vipers skating in the same division as the Arctic Foxes and Jersey Colts. Foxes and Colts played just before this, closing in a tie, 3-3. Both teams gathering 1 point in the divisional standings. Both of these teams looking to come up with a win, and that will put them out in front in the division. From the right wing side, shot wide of the net. Would be a great advantage to start out in the lead for the division. First two teams in the division at the end of the round robin will play for gold on Sunday. As we get a face-off in the neutral zone. Played into the near side. As this is picked up by Schwartz, sent in through the slot. Chased down by Gilbert. Laughlin helping out on the Black Bear side as Chung takes a shot down in the corner. Gilbert from behind the net, centering pass. Now, folks, if you have not been introduced, this Maryland team here has a very deep program. This is a Black Bears team that comes in here with an organization that works in AAA hockey in the upper levels. One of the former coaches in this lower level of the Junior Black Bears, Sean Grant, was once a Clarkson goaltender. What's Clarkson? Clarkson is one of the top teams in the ECAC Division I Men's Hockey Conference. He was a goaltender for the championship team in 1999, if I understand that correctly. As we get a tripping penalty. And now the Black Bears on the power play. And so Grant was a goaltender for championship team Clarkson back in '99, and then was coaching in the Junior Black Bears program. And then from last I heard, he's up in the AAA grouping for the Maryland Black Bears. And I've had an opportunity to check out this Black Bear group. Here's stolen from the right wing side, shot rebounded to the low slot. And not only that, the team also has investors in arenas. And so there are various arenas in the eastern U.S. that are owned by the Black Bear Group, the sports group. As this is played by Scott into the offensive zone. 55 seconds left on the Black Bears PP. In fact, one of the teams that falls within the Black Bear Sports Group organization, Mercer Chiefs, Joe Pilata. He's their manager, and he was here for the Union Thunder. He's the guy I told you recognized me down in Foxborough. It's a very large organization, which is the point I'm trying to make, so we should have a lot of great action out here on the ice from the team skating in the yellow sweaters. As this is played around behind the net, Dixon pressuring on the offensive side. Dixon grabbing up the loose puck. Backhander wide of the net as that's picked up by Lachlan out on the far side corner. Played around to the near side. Here's Scott winding up, an off-speed wrister. And when we get our next close-up on the Maryland jerseys, you'll see that they have that familiar coat of arms there. You may have seen that on the Ravens, or you may have seen it University of Maryland. I think University of Maryland carries a similar coat of arms. As this is played around to the near side. Still pinned up is Gilbert trying to free the puck. And now this is sent wobbling out across neutral ice. Played out into the mid slot. Out behind the net. Picked up at the point. And now here's Chung with pressure up front. Bell out towards the right wing side. Top of the slot. Shot deflected wide. As we have a penalty coming, that'll be interference. And so Bell will go to the box. With 7:27 remaining in the first period. And now it's time for the Vipers to go to the power play. Not only is it this Black Bears group here that we see on the ice, but also the Philadelphia Revolution, the Flyers Elite, Hartford Wolfpack, and the Mascon United. And those are all Tier 1 teams. Tier 1, that is top. They also happen to have teams in the junior rankings, USHL, which is a major organization, a league across the U.S. that comes up with a lot of teams that end up with players up in Division I and up in the pros. Here's Reynolds off the face-off. Minute 43 remaining on the PK for the Black Bears. Saucered out across neutral ice, deflected out to Holden. Held in at the point. Played down to the mid slot, and Diamond picks it up down in the corner. Wrister wide of the net. That'll be offsides. 6:34 remaining, first period action. Scoreless here. 1:07 left on the power play. this is played up at the top of the slot. Turner couldn't get that shot released on net. Cleared out to neutral ice. Schwartz, as this is taken away by Turner. Turner squaring up from the right wing side. Forced off the puck. With 30 seconds left in the power play. Shot, rebound out in front. As Dixon unable to get that one off the wood. Played to Mariota. Get a look up at our scoreboard. 5:34 remaining. First period action. From the corner out towards the right wing side. Shot around to the near side. As we go to even strength, 5-on-5. Centering pass as that's broken up. Scott sending it out to the far side half boards. Stolen away. As Laughlin trying to work it up the ladder. Stolen away once again, Zelkovic. Out to neutral ice. Here comes Petrick. Petrick from the left wing side. Wrister out across the crease. Nobody there. As this is forced out to neutral ice off of someone's boot. Played by Osborne. Grabbed away by Tom. Eased up on the right wing side. Here's Petrick again. Petrick fumbling the puck. Followed up with a clapper. As that is held onto. And that'll gain a face-off. 4:06 remaining first period action. Still scoreless, waiting for the ice to break. Here's Cowdery trying to knock it down the slot as Ashland and that's Ashland Brahoni out there calling the icing for the official. We'll set up a face-off down alongside Vanderost. Knight out on the right wing side. That one slips by. Vipers gaining the access to the offensive zone. Chipped out in front, wide of the net. Reynolds posting up on the side doorstep as Barnard comes away with it. And now a shot over to Vanderost, who leaves it off for her teammate. And Cowdery trying to fend off Brennan. Brennan centering pass. Reynolds couldn't get it. As this comes out to neutral ice. Played to the near side. Knight as that's stripped away. Now on the left wing side. Tossed wide of the net. Picked up off of the end boards. Out to Turner. Turner into the middle now. As the Black Bears get in and Knight chasing down towards the end boards. Scott trying to get it down low. Once again. Played back up the ladder. Shot wide of the net. Across neutral ice and now chucked into the offensive zone. That'll buy a little bit of time. Fresh skates coming out for the Black Bears. Tom out towards the far side corner. Angled up through neutral ice. Here's a break here with help coming through the slot. Poke checked away and that fell apart pretty quickly as Zelkovic in the corner. Trying to hold possession out to Moneta. And Zelkovic off the side of the cage as this one ricochets out to neutral ice. Chased down by Moneta. 84 seconds remaining, first period action. Scoreless. We have a pretty healthy collection of audience members. A smattering all across the arena here. We often see them just right behind the benches. But they are enjoying the arena from all different angles. As we get a whistle, we'll bring that out to the neutral zone. We see Lugo, Bell, and Petrick coming out onto the ice for the junior Black Bears. Off of the end boards is Vanderos keeping a close eye on things. And that'll go down for icing. You know, Matt, I first was introduced to this Black Bear group as being a group that has arena holdings when I traveled down to Pittsburgh while CANAM Hockey was out of town and worked over at Palmer Imaging Arena for their November showcase. And I found out that that Pennsylvania arena is owned by the Black Bear Group. And then I further realized how much interest they have in developing the arenas when I worked in Iceland Arena in New Jersey about a month ago. As that'll go down for icing. Yeah, that Hamilton Arena down in Jersey was another Black Bear Group holding. And I thought, oh my goodness, wow, this is a major organization. It reminded me of the Fenway Sports Group that bought the Penguins. "13 seconds remaining. Wind out this first period. Foot race down into the offensive zone as Diamond couldn't get that set up for a shot, and that should wear out the period. And there goes the buzzer. As the skaters will take a brief intermission over by their benches. So at the end of one period of play, all squared up at 0 apiece. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have second period action from the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York. You're watching CANAM Hockey, the Thursday primetime game, the nightcap. We'll be right back. As we open up second period action, scoreless here on the 1980 rink. This here, our last game of the evening. Centering pass out in front, shot, rebound, and cleared away. Close call there. And a big hit laid by Crowley. Crowley sending it out to the far side corner as Reynolds slings it around. We're in the second period. You know what that means? It's an exciting time. This shot comes off of the backside of the goaltender's leg pad and into the net. an unexpected type goal, as this came off of the back of Van der Roost and slipped into the net. And there's your icebreaker, folks. Just 40 seconds into period number 2. And now the Vipers leading 1-0. And so Diamond goes unassisted on that goal. This is where there's only just a sliver of daylight between the goaltender's leg and the post. That's like putting the thread through the eye of the needle. As off camera right now, back by the Zamboni pit, just behind the glass, we see some other Vipers skaters from one of the other divisions enjoying that icebreaker of a goal. Played around to the near side. As Laughlin trying to force it into the offensive zone. Dixon able to hold the line. Now played out towards the left point, a half clapper. Hits into somebody as Schwartz chases it down into the corner. Forced off the puck as Laughlin trying to give pressure and take it back into the Black Bears zone. And chipped out to neutral ice on the right wing side. Here's Lugo. Lugo trying to go with the inside access move. Petrick comes away with it. Petrick with a shot as that one goes up into the glass. Out to the point, and now a foot race as Brennan with Holben keeping an eye on Van der Roost. Watching closely. Played around to the near side. And Taub. Out to Zelkovic. And Van der Roost easing that off to the end boards. Bell. That pass was just off the mark, but picked up by Lugo. And we got a penalty coming up on that hit from behind. And Chung will go to the box. And it appears maybe hit from behind. We'll wait for the official word over the PA, and then I'll go ahead and confirm that for you. As the Vipers will go to the box for 2 minutes. And it looks like we had a little bit of extra added on to that, as one of the bench skaters will go over to the box as well. And that is usually some sort of a misconduct or unsportsmanlike. Shot deflected, and a close one, as this is tossed through the slot. Barnard from the corner. Played out to Crowley. Crowley with winding up, saucering shot through the slot, and this one is slapped in. Rebound after rebound, and finally knocked in by number 10. And it looks like Knight should be getting credit for that. We'll be waiting for the scorekeeper to give us information on the penalties and on that goal. With 8:29 remaining second period action, that is your equalizer, all tied up at 1 apiece as Knight comes away with it. And we get an offsides and a little bit of protesting. So Chung for checking from behind. That was that hit on Lugo. It was 2 and 10 on that. So once again, Knight picks up the goal from Chloe Crowley and Louis Turner. And a valiant effort from down in the slot as this one is chipped in. Brennan, fresh off of the ice. He had been knocked down on the ice, reached out while he was down on the ice with the stick, getting to work on the puck, sending it a little bit further up the slot. Finally, the puck was passed right back down into that bumper position, and Knight deflected it, just ramped it up into the back of the net. And the Vipers back on top 2-1 with 7:13 remaining second period action. Lugo. And a happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. As Brennan and Reynolds combining for that. Brennan with the goal, Reynolds on the assist. Now the Vipers with limited numbers going into the offensive zone. Heavy defensive pressure dropping back for the Black Bears. Off of the end boards, around to the near side. Centering pass. That just skipped past Lugo. And Zelkovic from the right side, shot wide of the net. As Petrick battling out with Murata. Out across neutral ice. Veering out to the left side, Petrick losing the handle briefly, and that'll be just enough to reverse course as Brennan chasing in. Centering pass as Diamond setting up outside the crease. Played out towards the point as Barnard trying to slip by. We saw in the previous game, as this one comes up off of part of the cage. Previous game, the Colts had a whole bunch of their fans, pretty much all of their fans, on the opposite side of the ice. And typically, we don't see that kind of stuff in these games, as this was a close call, as Knight was looking for number 2 out in front, Barnard. Knight coming off the side of the cage, out in front, out to Gittleman, to the point. From the half boards into the face-off circle. Here's Turner, centering pass. Knight posted up outside the crease and has excellent positioning if the pass is coming from below the goal line. Here's Laughlin, stripped away. Followed up by Barnard. To the backhand and a goal. Barnard with a little shifty left-right mini move out towards the low left circle, goes to the backhand and picks up the goal. Another equalizer for the Black Bears. Just as the Vipers step out in front a second time, Black Bears respond with 4:16 remaining second period action. We're all tied up at 2 apiece. There's a little delay, Holben getting out of the bench area. And that'll go down for icing. Oh no. There it is. Just a little hint of what you get all weekend long. They don't call it the famed Herb Brooks Arena for nothing. And a nice play in net. As that was Dylan Cowdery comes up with the assist on that second goal. Now in a previous game, we made a brief mention about the Northwood School girls team going down to Union College, winning the state championship. They were playing on another ECAC hockey team's facility, Union College, which has won the ECAC men's championship as recently as 2014. Union College is the alma mater of my cousin, Brian. And now this year, another cousin's alma mater will be playing. That's Colgate. Winner there gets an auto bid into the national tournament, which makes it very important. The top 2 in the divisions here get into the gold game. From the top of the slot, as this one is deflected out towards the near side corner. 3 minutes remaining second period action in this our prime time nightcap. Shot deflected through traffic. We had a delayed high stick waved off. Holben winding up, gets a 3/4 clapper to rise up into the glass. Shot out into the middle. As Petrick trailing the play. Brennan centering pass. And now with momentum on the left wing side. Shot. As that's held onto by Brahoni. Centering pass from below the goal line. As a Vipers skater taking a shot right off of the leg, has to come skating off to the bench. Meanwhile, the Black Bears continuing on the attack, but it appears the Vipers sending Reynolds in support, able to get back into defensive position and helping to stall off that attack. That can be a difficult situation to overcome, especially in this second period, as it's the long change period. And when you take a puck to the leg and you need to skate all the way to your bench to try to get support while you're on defense, oh boy, that's risky. As we take a look at the scoreboard, all knotted up at 2 apiece with 91 seconds remaining in the period. And Schwartz coming out onto the ice for the Vipers. Shot held on to by Brahoni. Gilbert tosses it down the ice. And that'll be a very quick icing. Well, would you believe me if I told you that they don't care? They do love it. With 78 seconds remaining in the second period, fans in the arena watching another close Can-Am hockey game. We've had 2 ties in a row, 2 very strong, easily watchable games. And there you go. The Black Bears jumping out to their first lead on a deflection across towards the weak side, as it looks like Bell actually checked that. Holben, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll keep an ear out for the scorekeeper to give us the official word. With inside of a minute remaining, Turner we get an offsides. And so with 79, Louis Turner came up with the goal, assisted by Cannon Knight. Knight now with a goal and an assist in this game, as we get a close look in on a neutral zone faceoff out on the far side dot. 40 seconds remaining, second period. That was a deflection from down below the goal line. Quickly moved over towards the back door side, as this is played from behind the net. Working through the middle of the zone. Avoiding pressure and tossed down towards the end boards. And we'll get an icing with 13 seconds remaining. Oh yes, some people do bust moves. As that wrister goes wide of the net. As you get a look in at some of the fans having a little bit of fun with the music that comes over the PA during stoppages in play. And there goes the buzzer. That'll close out 2 periods of play. As we get a look at the skaters heading over to their respective benches. We'll take a quick break, step outside, rotate the tires, plug the parking meters. When we come back, Jonathan will teach you how to build a floating bookshelf from the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York. You're watching Can-Am Hockey, Primetime Nightcap. We'll be right back. The third period. Welcome, folks, to the third period as we open up action. Throughout, it had been Vipers score, Black Bears score, tie it up. Vipers score, and Black Bears again tie it up. This time around, the Black Bears going back-to-back on their goals and now leading 3-2, their first lead of the game. We have a delayed penalty, and we get a tripping call. This is going to put the Black Bears on the power play. As we see Moneta going to the box. Shot. As we get a close-up on Brahoni in the net, That was one of those last-second reactions. Mahoney able to stop the puck and cover up as they step into the face-off circle. Barnard could not get that shot off as this one is saucered down to the other end for icing. Another 100 seconds left on the power play. This is played away from the boards by Barnard. Heading in towards the top of the slot. The defense able to work things out as Reynolds tosses it down off of the end boards. Around to the near side. Turner shoving it up across neutral ice. And picked up by Zelkovic. 1:10 remaining in the Black Bears PP. Shot, and there you go, power play goal. A wrister from the off winger on the left face-off side as Turner comes up with that one towards the far side post. As we get a brief look there as Mahoney a little bit disappointed there as the Black Bears now leading by 2, just 1:14 into the period on a power play goal. Now the Vipers with their work cut out for them, as this game had started off with them scoring one and Black Bear trailing and coming back, and then them scoring another and then Black Bear coming back. So Barnard comes up with the assist on the Turner goal, and it now is 3 unanswered goals for the Black Bears. Out in front as they lead 4-2. They had been down 2-1, and then 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. And so now the Vipers, with their backs up against the wall, looking to stem the momentum. Played out to the near side as Dixon scoops it back into neutral ice. Played around to the far side corner, chased in by Brennan as Laughlin sends it deep into the zone. Brennan takes the loose puck, sets up behind the goal line. Angled out to Gilbert. Gilbert out on the left wing side. As Scott swipes at it. Chucked out into the middle. Murata knocked over as this is played out to neutral ice. That angle pass a little bit too far. No icing here as Petrick out on the ice. Scott sends it down towards the near side door, and Zelkovic comes away with it as that pops out to neutral ice. And back in, Petrick on the left wing side. Little heel drag there. Lugo off of the end boards to the near side. Petrick behind the net, out to the low face-off circle. And Zelkovic able to knock it out to neutral ice. Gathered up by Chung and tossed around towards the far side. That slips out to neutral ice. 7:53 remaining, third period action. Glenn Burnett here with you alongside the 80 with the play-by-play and color commentary. as we see CANAM Knight return to the ice. The young Black Bears forward with both a goal and an assist in this game. At stake for both of these teams, 2 points in the standings. The winner will automatically start off the weekend in first place in the division. A good advantage to have, as the Foxes and Colts in the previous game tied at the end of regulation. So either team only grabbed up 1 point as this comes around to the near side. Out to Barnard at the point, and then forced to neutral ice as Diamond chasing down Holden. And this is slung back to the Viper zone. And that was somewhat unexpected. Firing on your coach in the bench. As that comes out of play, we'll get a stoppage, a face-off in the Westchester zone. As we see a little disparity in the shots on goal, 19-10 favoring the Black Bears. 6:59 remaining third period action. Played out towards the far side. The face-off circle. As this is carried over the slot, Scott holding on to it, and Slot wisely sending it up and over everybody as that falls to the low slot and then shot in immediately afterwards. And who'd have thought, as Scott set that up with that toss over the top of everybody. Keep an ear out that it looked like that was on the right wing side. That would be Laughlin if they were in their standard position. But just as that had fallen down to the low slot, swatted at, and now the Black Bears so Laughlin does pick that up, and Scott with the assist. And right now the Black Bears really extending the lead and pulling out in front. This game was tight early on, neck and neck. Things have been falling in the Black Bears' favor as Bell works it out. And now an opportunity for Zelkovic. Could not get a shot off in time as Holben broke that up. Squaring up, shot. That catches a leg down low. And now racing down is Lugo. Centering pass to Bell. And Brahoni with the save. Keeping a close eye on things. As this is chased down by Zelkovic. Zelkovic laying a hit on Holden. Schwartz to Chung around the corner, picked up by Cowdery. Chung down below the goal line as this is taken away by Petrick. Petrick racing up across neutral ice. Centering pass. Lugo with the shot. Rebound. Swept away. Played out to Knight as Knight trying to go across to his defensive partner at the other point, but his teammate had already dropped into neutral ice, so that was turned over. Knight. Centering pass. That's broken up. Now working in, that's Moneta into the corner. Worked out by Barnard and Gilbert. And now racing up ahead on the left side, here's Barnard. Chased down by Brennan. Helped out by Taub, and Taub takes it away. Barnard trying to go over the top into the slot as that's taken away. Scott back out on the ice. As this is played around the side door, loose out in front. And Knight following through as that one is shot wide of the net. From the right circle, shot, and that catches Knight in the back, and Knight looks like he's in a little bit of pain. As we get a stoppage, you see the young Black Bear skater shook it off, but his teammate had put a mid-temperature wrister into the back, and for a moment seemed he was wincing. With just 3:10 remaining in regulation and trailing by 3. Played behind the net, Reynolds in the corner. Toss back, and Moneta will chase it down to the end boards. As Osborne in for the Black Bears. Played from behind the goal line. Close call there. Played by Schwartz in the corner. And Dixon trying to seal off the exit shot. Laughlin in the corner as this is stripped away. Played up to the near side. Reynolds with it. Into neutral ice. Stripped away by Dixon. Dixon from the right wing side. To the forehand, to the backhand, and the short range wrister. Steered away as Brahoni lost the paddle for a moment. And we'll get a neutral zone face-off, and it appears the Vipers will not have an opportunity to pull the goaltender, and with a strong performance over the last period and a half, the Black Bears have put themselves in a very strong position to close this one out with 91 seconds remaining. Check that, 93 seconds remaining in regulation. The Black Bears about to pull off the come from behind victory. Laid out to Scott. Last we remember from Scott on the assist, Scott threw what looked like an ephus pitch. If you know what an ephus pitch is, have a chuckle on me. Baseball, a pitch is thrown about 30 feet high. You don't see it very often. You won't really see assists done that way either, but Scott, that one goes into a trivia record book. As we go to the final minute in regulation. Crowley out towards the far side. As Petrick working it out. Petrick really tying that puck up quite a bit. 35 seconds remaining in regulation. As we see Chung down low. Now here's Bell with 19 seconds, centering pass to Knight. Played out to the far side half. 10 seconds left. And a stretch pass, one-on-one, and Vanderoost with a stop. As Diamond takes a big hit in the corner. That'll close out regulation as the Black Bear group celebrates with Vanderoost out by the net as they pull off the come from behind. It wasn't that much that they were coming from behind. They were down by 1, but they scored 4 consecutive goals as both teams gather at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to play hockey. What a great day to be a hockey player. And so at the end of regulation, the Black Bears pick up 2 points in the divisional standings, and now they'll go into Friday morning leading the division. Sole possessors of first place, followed by the Colts and Foxes with 1 point apiece, and then the Vipers. So we'll go ahead and shut it down for the evening. That'll close out the broadcast. Thanks to Maddie. Thanks to our officials. Thanks for the teams and fans. For the folks at the 1980 rink and famed Herb Brooks Arena. My name's Glenn Burnett saying good night. We'll catch you tomorrow.